Hello, this is Elaine Sugar, award-winning children's program facilitator and overall supporter of children's dreams. Welcome to the Empower Teen Self-Esteem podcast. We bring you ideas and resources that help teens shine and help ease parents' minds. Welcome to this episode of Empower Teen Self-Esteem. I am excited because this is going to be probably the most fun episode we have done because today our topic is laughing yoga. Now, before I get to our guests who are the Laughing Lovebugs, I am going to welcome back our co-host, guest host, Bolu. Hello, Bolu.
Hi, Elaine. How are you?
I am good. It has been a while, but I'm so glad to have you back. Yes. So do you just want to remind our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. So hello, everyone. My name is Bolu Adefemi. I'm a singer-songwriter. As you guys know, my artist name is Bolu Sings. And yeah, I'm excited to be here today. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Canada.
Thank you so much. And our Laughing Lovebugs, yay! Why don't we allow you to introduce yourselves and tell us about what you do, and then we're all going to find out what laughing yoga is.
Thank you for having us. My name is Lauren.
And my name is Alik.
And we are the Laughing Lovebugs. We're certified laughter yoga teachers.
You're probably wondering, what is laughter yoga?
Yeah, laughter yoga is a unique exercise routine in which we incorporate laughter exercises and deep yogic breathing exercises. It's unlike your traditional yoga session. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need to be flexible. We're not doing any poses. All you need to be is a willing participant. Bring your ability to laugh, and that's all.
You know what? This sounds perfect for me.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I'm not intimidated because you already told me all of these intimidating things that I don't have to do.
Yes. And actually, another great part about it is that we're doing these laughter exercises, but we're not relying on humor, jokes, or comedy to laugh. We're actually choosing to laugh, to empower ourselves to be in the present moment with laughter and feel good with laughter. And that's quite challenging because typically as adults or even children, teens, everyone relies on a condition to laugh. But what laughter yoga teaches us is that we don't have to wait for life to be perfect. We don't have to wait for stress to go away.
No special conditions required.
Yes, you can actually fake laugh during a session and still reap all of these happy hormones that benefit the body, even with the fake laughter, because the body and brain does not know the difference between real or fake laughter.
Laughter changes the chemistry in your body.
Yes.
That is amazing. So you cannot fake go into the gym and get the benefit. Like if you just drive your car to the parking lot of the gym and just sit in your car and look at the gym, nothing happens. But with laughing yoga, you can fake laugh and get the benefits. This is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, it was founded in 1995 by a medical doctor in India who found that there's many health benefits to laughter. I mean, I'm sure everyone here heard the saying, laughter is the best medicine.
Yes. Yep.
This is not just a saying, it's actually a scientific fact that the body loves to allow. When we laugh, our body actually really loves it. And even if it's fake laughter, you still release these happy hormones called
dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
All of these happy hormones are released even with fake laughter. And so basically we help people laugh for the health of it. Laugh because you can laugh. Laugh because laughter helps you to empower yourself to be present in the moment, whether you're experiencing stress, challenges, fear, doubt. You don't have to practice those things, but you do have to practice feeling good.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's amazing. Why didn't somebody tell us this when we were like 3 years old?
Exactly. You know, what's so interesting that you're saying that is that we aren't taught how to emotionally regulate ourselves. We're not taught how to manage stress. We all experience stress. And once after age 7, you experience stress. That's when you go through these developmental stages where, you know, you start paying attention to the external world. And it affects you in different ways. And we're not taught how to emotionally regulate ourselves. We're not taught how to, you always hear the saying also, to be present in the moment. How do we be present in the moment? And the laughter is a way where if you're experiencing fear, doubt, challenges, stress, you can actually choose to laugh. And even if it's fake, you're distracted from that fear, that doubt, that anxiety. And it's a powerful coping tool that anyone can use. This is why we're so excited to be here for empowering teen self-esteem.
Yes.
Because when you think about teenagers and all of the experiences you go through as teenagers, whether it be, you know, trying to fit in with your peers, or also
in general, just finding yourselves. As teens, you're budding into adulthood. You're getting that journey and you're trying to find where you fit in this world. And it can be a really awkward time.
It is not easy. And the thing I like about this is I look to bring and offer parents and teens tools that they can use. And it's wonderful when it's something that you don't necessarily have to have money in order to do, or you don't have to go to school for a long time to figure out, study, and learn how to do it. So I just think it's really fantastic. Did you have any questions, Bolu? Because I definitely want to do some exercises.
What made you come up with something like this? Like, what inspired you to create a business like this? Like, how did you even like figure this out? Because I never heard of this ever before until now, and it's very fascinating.
Thank you, Bolu. Actually, Laughter Yoga was founded in 1995 by a medical doctor who found that there's many health benefits to laughter. His wife was a yoga practitioner, and they combined the two with the deep yogic breathing, the laughter exercises, and called it Laughter Yoga. As far as our journey is concerned, it was a very interesting journey. We were both going through a very stressful time in our lives due to work stress.
Yes, stress birthed our journey.
Yes.
Wow.
And I myself had very poor stress management.
And myself, I never knew how to properly release my emotions, so I just bottled everything up.
Yes, and unfortunately, 90% of health conditions are due to stress. 90% of health conditions are due to stress. This means that we're quite comfortable with stress. And I myself, unfortunately, was a person that ended up having health issues due to the stress I was experiencing. And
we all know what stress does to the body. And it inhibits the body's ability to repair itself, to fight off diseases. It shuts down your immune system, because when your body is stressed, you're in the fight or flight response. You're actually in the sympathetic nervous system. Instead of being able to heal yourself, you're just completely falling apart at that time. But when you laugh, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the calming, the repairing, all of that starts to happen when you're doing that.
And what's so interesting is that when we're experiencing stress or challenges, it's very challenging to even think. You don't think clearly.
No, you don't.
You're really frustrated, overwhelmed, angry.
Mentally, you regress. You go backwards. If you're a mature person, you become immature. You're not thinking in your rational mind anymore because you're focused on survival.
I agree.
So we were experiencing stress. And I was looking up ways to relieve stress, but I didn't want something that I wouldn't stick to. I participated in yoga before, and I thought it was cool, but I wasn't really interested in doing like a regular yoga class. I wasn't interested in I wanted something that would be fun and sustainable. So I Google searched unique ways to relieve stress. Laughter yoga pops up. And I'm like, what? I was just like, you, Bulu. I was like, I've never heard of this. What is going on? I was fascinated. Just like you.
Just like I am now.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? This is a real thing? This exists? Is this for real? And I looked up more information about it, and I found that where it was founded and that it is actually a real thing. And my next Google search was laughter yoga sessions near me. I found 2 sessions, 2 different weekends, 2 different locations, 2 different instructors. So I was so excited. I registered for both of them.
Oh, okay.
So I went to the first one. I asked a couple of my cousins to join me to that session. And it was outdoors in a park. And I thought it was interesting. It was fun, but it wasn't life-changing, to be honest. I just was like, this was interesting. This was fun. Not sure if I'll do it again. Excuse me for a moment.
Sure.
So I'm like, I'm not sure if I'll go to the next session the following week because this one wasn't really transformational. But I kept on thinking about it. I'm like, should I try it again? Shouldn't I try it again? Should I try it again? Shouldn't I try it again? And I'm like, you know what? The next session is at a different location with a different instructor. Maybe I'll have a different experience. So I listened to that gut feeling and I'm like, I'm gonna go forward with it. So the following weekend came and I'm like, I'm ready to go. I called up my cousins. I'm like, would you 2 join me again? They both declined. They're like, yeah, that was fun, but no, it was a bit weird. No, thank you.
And I'm sitting right next to Lauren while this is all going on. And I'm thinking, if they don't go, the next question she's gonna say is, well, I
go. You're next in line.
And I'm praying, like, please, someone say yes. And when she hung up the phone, she said, no one wants to go, will you go? And I'm like, okay, I'll go. I wanted to be supportive, she's my wife, but I was stressed out myself. And my journey, I first personally felt I didn't deserve to laugh. I wasn't in the mood to laugh. I was really stressed out, and I believed laughter was conditional. But I accompanied Lauren. Plus, she said that it wasn't really transformative. So I'm like,
yeah, he kept on asking me, why do you want to go to this again? You just said it wasn't life-changing.
Exactly.
I thought it was a novelty. So when we arrived there at the yoga studio, there was information posted everywhere. And since I was skeptical, I just went about reading everything, getting familiar with what I was about to do. Pre-COVID, so we were all face-to-face, up in person, and it said eye contact. We're going to be touching and shaking hands and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is weird. Lauren said the first session wasn't really good. The instructor came in and started telling us a little bit more information about laughter. Like, after 2 minutes in a group, laughter becomes contagious and it becomes real. Another bit of information, she said, it takes 15 minutes for you to reap the full benefits of a laughter yoga session. So I'm like, nah, 15 minutes, why 15 minutes? Again, I'm skeptical. But I wanted to be supportive and I'm there already. So the session started, she gave us a mental check-in to rate how your body felt, how you felt mentally. And since I wasn't doing too good, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're not good and 10 you're great, my number was a 2. I was down in the dumps. The session proceeded and we started laughing and my brain was like, this is weird. People were coming up to me, making eye contact. But one thing happened halfway through the session. I was skeptical and I said, that number that she gave us to check in, it didn't change. But when I thought about how I actually felt and assessed how I was doing, because I was fake laughing. I'm a serious person, but I have a sense of humor. So I sarcastically laughed through that whole session. And like Lauren said, the laughter can be fake. As long as you laugh is the only thing that's required. So when my mind connected back with my body, that 2 wasn't a 2 anymore. It wasn't even 5. It was an 8. I went from a 2. And I was down in the dumps at that time. I was actually in a 2 to an 8. I was actually down in the dumps. I had gotten injured on my job. and I was subsequently laid off. So I'm thinking to myself, all these bad things that had happened. So when all the session ended, I just thought to myself, wow, nothing changed in my life. Nothing. I didn't get hired for another job. My body wasn't fully healed at the time, but I felt great. Inside, nothing changed. I mean, outside, nothing changed, but inside, there was a great big shift that happened. And we arrived home, I took a shower, and we ate dinner. And I remember one thing that the laughter yoga instructor said, try to maintain a smile, because that tricks chemicals in your body to be produced that helps you feel good. And
yeah, so she also gave us a 40-day challenge to laugh without relying on the condition. Just laugh in your daily life. And
I took it really serious. I woke up the next day about 5 in the morning, and it was in the winter, right? And I tapped Lauren and I said, hey, you want to go for a jog? She said no, she declined. She at the time, she really wasn't a morning person, and she doesn't like the cold too much. So I decided to go out by myself. I went for a jog, and I wanted to try that laughter yoga thing that I learned the day before, because I wanted to really incorporate this into my life. And while jogging that morning, I was jogging on a busy New Jersey road, and I'm running, and I'm laughing, ha, 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 ha. People are flashing their headlights at me, like, what is wrong with this guy? Because I'm just like, ha, 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 like jogging. And they're beeping the horn, give me really strange looks. When I arrived back home, I told Lauren my experience.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, people are looking at me like I'm strange. I was doing the laughter challenge. I'm just laughing while I'm jogging, and people are looking at me like I'm strange. He's like, could you please join me tomorrow for this jog, morning jog? Maybe people won't look at me like I'm strange if it's both of us laughing and jogging. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to jog with you tomorrow morning, but I will take a walk with you.
It was great because one of the things we learned about laughter yoga, what we experienced, is that it can be uncomfortable in the start because it's a new thing that you're doing. You're getting conditioned to doing something different. So it really helped that she came, but as you do it and it goes on and you do this over time, it becomes more and more normal.
And we experienced this on this walk that we took that morning together. We were laughing and walking. We didn't have any conversation. We just laughed.
I had to drag her along.
Yeah, initially it was fake laughter for me because at the time, as he said, I wasn't a morning person. So I'm like, ha, 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 ha. It's freezing cold. I have my coat on, a hat. And then eventually it became genuine laughter. And it felt so good to the point where like it didn't even feel like, you know, it was the morning anymore. Like I was cold. I was so present in the moment, and I felt so good that it was the most memorable walk ever. Actually, we were laughing and walking. We both felt so good that we started holding hands, and before you knew it, we were skipping and laughing. We were skipping and laughing.
Oh my God.
Before the skipping, because laughter like activates like the inner child joy. Like you feel like a child again. And we just were so present in the moment. But even before the skipping, when we were laughing and walking, people were giving us the same strange looks that Alik experienced the day before. People were actually walking towards us, and when they saw us laughing, they crossed the street.
That's so extra.
They're looking at us like we had two heads. They're like, like what's going on with these people? They're not talking. They're just like,
okay, I kind of see it.
They're like, what is going on with these two? Why are they laughing? People are looking at us in their cars, like giving us all these strange looks. But we continue to laugh because, as I said, no matter what's happening outside of you, what's happening inside of you is so
it's the most important
much more important.
And it feels so good. So we got home and he's like, did you see that? You see how people are looking at us? I guess nothing changed, even though you were with me, because people were giving me those same looks. So I'm like, you know what? This is what we call our first aha moment in our laughter yoga journey. Because I'm like, you know what? If me and you were arguing walking down the street, or if we had stress or tension in our faces or frowning, people wouldn't bat an eye at us. They wouldn't even look twice at us. We wouldn't look
Exactly.
strange if we look stressed out or frustrated. People are accustomed to that.
People are interested in people when they're arguing or having a dispute.
Yeah, but we're looked at as like we're weird or strange just because we're laughing. I said we should normalize laughter.
That's
Laughter
right.
is normal. Like it feels good to laugh, and we all know when we hear laughter, something good is happening. When we laugh, we know it feels good. So why is it strange? Why is it looked at as weird? Because we're laughing. So we were like so determined to continue this laughter challenge that we continue to laugh in our daily lives. And this laughter yoga session was only happening once a month. So Alik, the skeptic, now
I started YouTubing laughter yoga videos and watching them. When I fell down, so every day I would watch these videos. But what I noticed is that the effects of the laughter yoga lasted for a couple of days, but it started to dissipate. And while watching these videos, there was one thing that was missing.
Human interaction.
That connection. The connection factor was the thing that was missing. So every time I thought about laughter yoga and how I felt, I would reach back to tell Lauren, like, hey, when's that session? I want to go to a session.
So since the instructor was only holding it once a month, I registered for the next session the following month. So we went to it again. So you remember in the beginning of the story, I said I went to a session by myself with my two cousins. It wasn't like transformational. The session I went to with Alik, it was life-changing. I felt a difference. I felt good. And I'm like, I know this is deeper than the fact that Alik is with me. I don't know why this one feels different. I know it's a different instructor, but for some reason, I felt the effects of it, but I still couldn't figure out why. So I was excited to go to this session again too. So when we got there, it was another life-changing session. We felt so good together. And after the end of the session, the instructor came up to us and said, have you two ever done this before? And Alik is like,
it's my second time.
And I'm like, it's my third time. However, the first session I went to was not with you, and it was completely not the same feeling that I had, and I'm not sure why. She's like, do you mind telling me where it was and who was the instructor? So I did share the information, and she's like, oh, I know that woman. She said she learned laughter yoga off of YouTube, and she's holding laughter yoga sessions. She's not certified in this. She's not a certified laughter yoga teacher. So the misconception is because laughter yoga looks easy to do, that people think that you don't need training for this. You don't need to be certified. So they're holding the sessions, and you know, it's not beneficial to not learn or not be trained in this. So after she said that, that woman wasn't trained in it, Alik goes, well, how do we become certified in this? I would love to do this. And we're like, I'm like, yeah, we would love to do this. So we got trained together. We became certified together, and the rest is history.
That is so awesome. So I love it. So I think that's a good, important point to make, because you don't need special training, all special skills to be able to participate and get the benefits, but to be an instructor, to train, you had to do your study. And so I think that's good for our teenagers to understand that when you go after something, put the time in to learn it, to study it, and, you know, just like school, pass your test, right? So that's really a good lesson in that. So thank you for sharing. Well, Bolu, they've really just been talking about it. They really haven't shown us that this actually exists, right?
Exactly. I think we need a demonstration.
Yes.
Sure. So with laughter yoga, we laugh with each other, not at each other. We make eye contact. And remember, there's no wrong way to laugh. Okay? So although your brain is going to say, oh, you're going to logic your way to laughter, because typically we all, as humans, we logic our way to laughter. When I say we logic our way to laughter, we always wait for something to be funny. We rely on sense of humor, jokes, comedy. We rely on a good mood. But what we want to say is that this is normal. What you're going to do in a moment is give your right side of the brain some exercise. This is where creativity is. This is where focus and concentration is. And you're just going to choose to laugh for the health of it. Remember, you can laugh as low as you want, as loud as you want, or as
fake as you want.
You can laugh or fake. The body and brain does not know the difference between real laughter and fake laughter. You're still going to release all those healthy, happy hormones throughout your body, even if the laughter is fake. And just follow along with us. It's kind of like Simon Says. We're going to share an exercise with you. And we'll start with greeting laughter. In greeting laughter, we're going to introduce ourselves by first name, and then we're going to laugh together. And then we're going to state our birth month, and then we're going to laugh together, all right? So I'll go first. Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren. And my birth month is in February.
Very good. Yay.
Yay.
Hi, everyone. My name's Alik. My birthday month is in December. Very good.
Very good. Yay. Should I go?
My name is Elaine. And my birth month is March.
Hi, everyone.
Very good.
Yay. Hi, everyone. My name is Blue. And my birth month is April. Very good. Very good. Yay.
Now, a little bit of information about why we clap. In the palms of our hands, our fingertips, we have acupressure points, nerve endings, and blood vessels that when we're clapping, we send positive signals through our nervous system. And inside of our brain, we have a large area of receptors that are responsible for healing. And when you clap, it triggers that healing response. And also when you clap from the blood vessels, you send pressure throughout your system that helps to break up blockages in your body. So you get a healing effect, a calming effect, and it also helps with your circulation at the same time. And when we're clapping and saying very good, and our hands are held high, but it's the direct link between the mind and the body. So emotion and motion are connected. So when you're doing this, you're in a celebratory stance. When you win something, you go yes. Or when you pray and when you are celebrating something, your hands are held high. So your brain is tricked into going back to those memories when good things are happening. So again, motion creates emotion.
Wow.
And we know everyone here is not children. And very good, yay, sounds very childlike, right?
Yeah.
However, as Alik said, it activates those childhood memories when we were stress-free and we didn't experience any stress or challenges. We were happy and carefree. We played. So as we grow older, even teenagers, you stop playing. You don't play anymore. You're a teenager.
A lot of us, we don't know whether to be super serious or be a little silly. And this helps to bridge the two together.
Yes. So it activates that inner child joy, that play. One thing we know for sure, we have never met any of you before this. However, we know for sure everyone here has been a child at one time. Where you're happy and carefree. Guess what? When we were children, we didn't wait to laugh. We didn't logic our way to laughter. We didn't wait for everyone else to do it in order to do it. We didn't wait for sense of humor, jokes, or comedy. We didn't wait for life to be perfect. We were happy and carefree. We didn't have any responsibilities and any stress. But most importantly, children laugh because they're playing. And as we grow older, we stop playing. They don't wait for a condition to laugh. They laugh because they're playing. So the very good, yay! Yes, that helps your brain to say, hey, I must be back in my childhood. This something great must be happening outside of the body.
And you're affirming, very good. You're telling your self-conscious, Very good. Very good. Yay. And hearing that is positive for your brain, because your subconscious can't filter all that out. So when you're hearing very good, and yay, it's telling your brain that something good happened, even if it didn't.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Wow.
So there's just layers and layers of healing involved with this.
Yes, and every part of a laughter yoga session, although it's very fun and interactive, it is all based on science, evidence-based research, and
intentionality.
And it works. It works. And because it's so easy to do, because you don't have to really laugh, you don't have to have any experience in this. And as I said earlier, we all can laugh, we all can breathe. All it takes is for you to be a willing participant to fake laugh. And then eventually the laughter becomes real. What really helps, especially with teenagers, teenagers are experiencing a lot of stress, bullying. They're adapting to you all are adapting to the changes after COVID. That's very stressful. Your life changed completely, so this is a way to help emotionally regulate yourself, to own your emotions. So you don't let your emotions own you. So you're not like, oh, I'm so stressed. I don't know what to do. You're like, I'm stressed.
That's a good one.
You're absorbing the stress.
Yes.
You're releasing it. And it takes practice.
Wow.
It takes practice, but it's powerful.
And the great thing about laughter, it releases emotions that your subconscious is holding on to.
Yeah.
When you laugh, you let go. You let go even when you realize, even if you don't realize it, you're letting go of something.
Yes.
And you can actually fix an emotion to that laughter and then help to release it.
I know, well, we'd like to ask, did you feel uncomfortable? It's okay. Honest? Yes. So this is quite normal. And as I said, the reason why is because we typically wait to laugh. We logic our way. We say, oh, well, something has to be funny. Nothing's funny. It's weird. Your left side of the brain is responsible for logicking, being analytical and judgmental. The left side of the brain, we're always in the left side of the brain. As I said, after age 7, the studies show that we start to really logic our way through life already at age 7. You're still a child at age 7, but even 7-year-olds, we hold sessions with children and teenagers. And, we find it so interesting that teenagers typically laugh with spelling it, LOL.
That is true.
LOL. We're not really laughing anymore. And it's because, where teenagers are, and even adults, into social media now. We're not really interacting with each other on a human to human level. We're on our phones, on electronic devices, and people forget to laugh. They forget. They don't know how to anymore. They wait to laugh. But what you all just did is you activated the right side of the brain. This is where creativity, focus, concentration sits. And in a laughter yoga session, in order to reap the health benefits of laughter, you need to laugh for at least 15 minutes straight. So a laughter yoga session is typically an hour long, 45 minutes. However, we do facilitate sessions where we call it the 15-minute dose of laughter yoga. This gives you the full benefits of laughter yoga because you're laughing for that 15 minutes straight, and those health benefits start to kick in. And it's amazing. You feel more energized, relaxed at the same time too.
So you're doing classes in person and online?
Yes.
And you do groups as large as how many?
300. We've done it for as many people as the largest we had was 300. So far. We hold it virtual or in person. It's an amazing fulfillment.
And there've been larger groups done. The founder has groups that are
crazy.
Thousands.
Yes.
That's what we want to do. That's a dream.
That's the goal.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we would love to do it in a stadium. And interestingly enough, Ulu, we work with music performing artists. We work with singers. You know why? A lot of singers are experiencing stress. They have writer's block. They're not, they get frustrated. They don't feel as creative. As a creator, you face rejection. Most creators face rejection because you come up with your art and you give it to the world. And you're hoping that it's well received, but if it's not, then you feel rejected. And this helps. Yeah, so we've been working with music performing artists. Actually, we're part of an amazing community of music performing artists. And we've been doing it since last year. And we saw the difference. In the beginning, they were very uncomfortable. They're like, oh, yeah. And it's very uncomfortable. You should see now how they are. Sometimes something goes wrong while they're performing and they just laugh it off. Some of them are on stage like, very good, very good. Yay. Yeah. And we saw a transformation. And they're more creative now. They're happier, more joyful.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it allows them to flow, to get into that creative flow. And it also tunes the vocals. It helps to attune your vocal cords with the laughter. We do customized sessions for whatever demographic that we're serving. So say if we're serving music performing artists, we're aware that the vocal cords are very important. So we do exercises to help breathing, that. Humming. Yeah, so it's really been an amazing journey. We work with all types of corporations, from Google, Microsoft, 1-800-Flowers, eBay, Amazon. We work with families, couples. We work with, it's especially important for, as we said, children, teenagers, especially teenagers. This is a very precious time of your life where it is important to learn how to manage stress, learn to empower yourself and not rely on external circumstances to validate you. You are validated just because you're alive, just because you can choose to feel good at any moment. You don't have to wait. And you deserve to feel good all the time. Remember what Alik said in the beginning? He's like, he was experiencing a stressful time and he felt like he didn't deserve to laugh. Isn't that something? And that's quite common. People are quite comfortable with stress. They're just like, hey, I'm stressed. You call a friend up, you talk about it. But exactly, your body never forgets. Your body holds so much wisdom. And the body holds in that stress. Even if you talk about it, if you don't release it, the body remembers it. I had stress in my body from my teenage years. I went through a lot as a teenager. I went through a lot in my 20s and throughout my life, and the body never forgets it. I release so much stress because we don't just do this when we're holding a laughter yoga session. We do this as well. We laugh a lot. And we noticed how it improved the quality of our lives. That's why we're always so excited to share it. And we were so honored when Miss Elaine invited us to share it with you, Bulu, to share it with teens and how it helps to build your self-esteem. Because when you feel good, you feel good. When you allow yourself to feel good, laughter feels good and is good for you. It provides a lighthearted outlook towards the world.
And you know when you can laugh at,
I apologize.
Yeah, no, you know what I was thinking about? You all have allowed me to have an aha moment when you talk about laughing for 15 minutes and the session that you do. And honestly, I'm thinking, wow, I consider myself a jovial, positive person, right? But I'm like, wow, laughing for 15 minutes, not like watching a comedy, but I'm like, wow, that seems like that would be hard. And then I thought about what you were saying about how we've normalized stress. And somebody told me, tomorrow you're going to be stressed for 15 minutes. I'd be like, oh, that's nothing. I've been stressed. But if you tell me to laugh for 15 minutes, I'm like, oh my goodness. But if you tell me to be stressed for 15 minutes, like, okay, I can do that all day.
Yes, we have to practice it.
Yeah.
Practice. And the reason why it improves and it empowers people is because when you can choose to laugh, people feel like, wow, I just made an amazing choice because nobody told me any jokes. I wasn't in a good mood. To see the shift in people after a session versus before they joined, it's so amazing every single time. Every single time.
I always advise you to take a screenshot of yourself before the session starts, and then take a picture of how you look afterwards.
After.
The mental check-in is great, and some people will say like, "Yeah, I'm a 7," but then the session ends, and they're completely different. It's like, hey, if you're a 10 now, and that was a 7, that leap is the gap in between that is so wide that how could it be a 7? And when you look at the picture, it causes you to actually reflect on yourself, because you don't realize typically how stressed you are. So if we say 1 to 10 and someone says I'm a 15, then you really weren't that 7 in the beginning.
Yeah.
Push that number back.
Yeah.
Because that's what I had to do when I first did my assessment of myself. I wanted to say a 5. I wanted to, but she didn't ask us to say it out loud. So I was honest enough with myself to say like, yeah, I really feel bad. But I know deep down, a lot of people can admit that they feel bad, or they're not feeling as good as they think they are. I know sometimes we're not aware. Like I said, we're not aware of how much stress we're carrying because it's normal now.
Yeah, you normalize it. Yeah.
Teen suicide is at a high rate right now.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, I just got chills right now because it's so important. It's so important to take care of your mental health. It's so important. When you take care of your mental health, you're taking care of your emotional, your physical health as well. I mean, you know, many people, they think, oh, if I could just talk to a friend, although it's helpful, you're not relieving any stress from yourself. Your connection with yourself is the most important, because guess what? You are the most important person in your life. You are. You are, just because you know, Alik and I are in a relationship, I tell him, you are the most important person in your life.
Exactly.
I am the most important person in my life. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't rely on others to do so. Because you know, people are not going to do that. Because they don't even know how to take care of themselves. A lot of people don't. This is something that you have to practice. It's something that you have to learn, because it's important. It's important to allow yourself to cope, to learn to cope. You know, bullying is a common thing that we experience when we work with teenagers, and it's amazing how laughter can help.
It breaks up cliques.
Yes,
I can imagine. Yeah.
And build connections at the same time.
Yes, yes. When we connect with each other with laughter, it's a universal language, but we all do it with each other. We know how to do it. So there's something that is very transformational when you're laughing amongst your peers. And when you're laughing with others, it helps you to feel more connected. The barriers are gone because you're just laughing together.
We've laughed in groups with people that don't speak the same language.
That's powerful.
But laughter is a universal language.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
Typically, babies start to laugh about 10 weeks after birth. They start smiling and laughing, and after 3 months, they're actually communicating with laughter. So a child or an infant may laugh and look for you to laugh back with them. Because it's the earliest form of human communication.
Wow. That is so sweet. Now I'm going to look at babies. So are you trying to communicate with me?
Do you want to laugh with me?
Yes. This has been so fantastic. Bolu, do you have any final question?
So I'm sure all of our listeners are wondering, how can people connect with you guys? How can people reach you guys, you know, to be able to have such an opportunity?
You can reach us on all social media platforms at Laughing Lovebugs, and our website at www.laughinglovebugs.com.
Even the name of the company is adorable. I love it. The website is beautiful and bright and colorful.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So I cannot thank you all enough for joining us today. You have been fantastic, and you shared so much powerful information, things that we can walk away and do something with. And I hope a lot of our listeners will check you out and reach out to you for some laughing sessions. Bolu, our talented young guest co-host, thank you so much for joining us again. And to all of our listeners, thank you for joining us for this episode of Empower Teen Self-Esteem. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Empower Teen Self-Esteem. Please follow Kids More Sugar on social media. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel to show that you support this content. And you can visit our website at kidsmoresugar.com to learn more about our free online kids program. Thank you.